everyone, welcome to Plural Flavor, and today I'll be showing you how to make Ejja with mergez. Ejja is a Tunisian dish and it is eaten with French bread as a finger food. And of course, before we begin, I'd like to ask you to please hit like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for new released videos. Alright, let's begin. For the ingredients, you will need 1 bell pepper, or if you want to make it spicy, then you would use 2 banana peppers instead. 1 tomato, 1 medium to small onion, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, half can of 6-ounce tomato paste, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Then for the spices, you will need half tablespoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of caraway powder, half teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of salt. You will also need 2 sausages, aka mergez, and my sausages I think are mixed between beef and lamb, but you can use whatever sausage you prefer. You can use 5 to 6 eggs. I'm using 5, and you will need parsley for garnish. You can actually make this dish without the sausage, and I will tell you what to do differently while I'm cooking if you do want to make this vegetarian. First thing you need to do is chop the onion. Turn your stove on to medium heat and add the olive oil to your frying pan. Then you want to let the oil heat up for about 30 seconds, and then you're going to go ahead and add the onion in there. While your onions begin to cook, you want to quickly chop up your bell pepper or banana peppers. This should be a quick process, and as soon as you're done chopping your pepper, you should add it to the onion. Give everything a good stir and close the lid and let this cook for about 3 minutes. While this is cooking, you're going to chop up your tomato, and then after 3 minutes, you're going to add that in. Of course, before I add anything to the frying pan, I always like to give everything a mix to make sure nothing is sticking. Mix the tomato in and then close the lid and let it cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I will give everything a stir once again, and as you can see, the veggies are releasing a lot of liquid, and that's essentially what you want to happen. The next step is to add the spice mix, and of course you're going to want to stir them in like thoroughly, and you're going to close the lid and let all of this cook for another 5 minutes. While you're waiting for that to cook, you're going to chop up your sausages into about 1.5 centimeter pieces, and I just want to point out that I like to have my sausages slightly frozen because it makes it a lot easier when you cut them up. 5 minutes have gone by, and next I will add half can of the tomato paste. Make sure it's the little cans, you don't want to put too much. Anyways, you're going to mix the tomato paste in, and you're going to close the lid and let it cook for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you're going to give the tomato paste a little mix because you want to make sure that it's not burning. And you're going to add a cup of water and stir that in to make that into a sauce. Now, if you're making this vegetarian, you're going to add a cup and a half of water. But if you are making it with the sausages, what you want to do next is you want to, of course, add the sausages in. Gently stir the sausage into the sauce because you don't want any of the pieces to break. And you're going to close the lid and let this cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. After the 5 to 6 minutes have gone by, you're going to give everything a little stir, and as you can see, the sausage has released some liquid, which is why you put less water in it when you're making it with the sausages. And the next step is to add the garlic in and mix it in, and if you are making this dish vegetarian, you would add the eggs in now. But I am making this with the sausage, so after I mix my garlic in, I will cook this for another 5 to 6 minutes with a closed lid. And the reason I cook this for an extra 5 to 6 minutes is because I want to make sure that the sausage is thoroughly cooked. Now after the 5-6 minutes again, I'm going to give everything a mix, and then I will add in my eggs. Make sure that you're dropping the eggs in one at a time and in different spots. The next step is probably the trickiest thing about this dish, and that is separating the whites from the yolks. Don't rush through this process. Just gently move the whites around to separate it from the yolk itself. Now, if you break the yolk, it's not a big deal, but of course, you want to try and get this right. This technique takes a little practice, but remember, practice makes perfect. Don't get discouraged if you break the yolk. Also, it may help if you turn down the heat at this point from medium to medium low. I like to sprinkle a little black pepper on top of the yolks just as a little decoration. You can totally skip this step, but I just think it looks cool. Now you're going to close the lid and let this cook for 5 minutes if you like the yolks to be thoroughly cooked. If you like them to be a little runny, you would cook it for about 3 minutes. But after 5 minutes, I will just give it one last stir, turn off my oven, and it is ready to be served. Ejja with mergez is a nice breakfast food, although you can eat this at any time of the day. Believe me, it's very hefty. Then you're going to garnish your dish with some olives and parsley, and as I've mentioned, you eat it with French bread. Alright, well, that's all that there is to it. You can find the list of ingredients in the video description below this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this recipe, or comment below. Also, check out my channel for more delicious recipes, and as always, thank you for watching.